To get off there, you will be directed straight to the exit. All right, top 9, Group B, John O'Very out on track at the moment. Millie Simmons doing the navigational journeys. The birds have resettled on the pond. They have decided to migrate to Antarctica for their own health and safety.
Especially when Jono's on the track, that's for sure. He'll be looking to post a good time. He's got it if he wants to be up on that podium consideration. Wants to stay out of the... we've got to get into the top 6. Is that right, Cody?
That's right.
Got to get into the top 6, mate. 9-6-3. That'll decide it. So you want to stay out of that bottom tier as he comes through. Swings it back through the middle of the track. Down to come past this hairy corner.
So John Berry, as we said earlier, has come from the navigational position of quite a few years, moved himself into the driver's seat and acquitting himself very, very nicely indeed. Great lap, 55.764, and that is the mark for the rest of the Group B guys to chase. So he has done about 2 seconds better than his previous best.
Oh, Millie, she's pretty happy too. Hands are up. That's the best time of the day for them, as Kavy said. So they've currently done a 57.68. They didn't start a 57, a 58, and a 57. So a 55.764 Kavy. That's going to sit him for the first time at P1.
Mate, well, you've always got to take the P1 at any given point because there's always someone ready to knock you off. And Bryce Barron went quicker than that to get into this sudden death elimination. Now the time he's chasing is 55.764. So Bryce Barron really loosened this boat up towards the latter part of the day from what we've seen earlier. Really a lot more flighty. The bows are up a lot more. So certainly the man from Carterton chasing this podium position very hard. Too hard. Got really hardcore on the wheel, really had to steer back out of it again. Was lucky enough that the boat landed the right way. Really, the pressure is on now. You can really see that the smooth lines are gone, just throwing that boat all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, sure did, Kavy.
Oh, and he spun it out. He has spun it out backwards, and that is the end of Bryce Barron for the day. A disappointing way to end the day for the pairing from Carterton.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
They spun right round, baby, right round, ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, yeah, no, thanks for that. So
yeah, no worries at all. Just trying to provide a little bit of singing. As you can tell, I probably don't sing a lot. Well, let's have a look at the big screen and the replay. Keep an eye on what was going here. Certainly, Bryce Barron really just throwing this Stinger Group B boat around, really just overdriving it, unfortunately. And here is where we're going to see what happened. Just really came in a little bit too tight there. No, is that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, just
overshot
really
the mark, mate. Overshot the mark.
Yep.
Hate it when that happens.
So
put it
that,
in there.
ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bryce Barron. No further part in the day. And there's the frustration showing. Just, very, very unfortunate, but did a fantastic job to get there. So, well, as we move on, it will be Sam Gray. And big notice, if you're right into your rugby, as I think every single Kiwi is, your local here, Sam Smith, is playing for
Wainuiamata.
Righto, and he's a future All Black. He's made the squad in the under-20s and the national squad, so really keep a very, very close eye on him, and a big round of applause to young Sam Smith. Haven't seen him for a couple of years, but he's a real young gentleman. I've heard that if I give him a bit of cheek these days, he'd probably likely turn me on my head fairly quickly, so I'll say good day to him in very nice fashion. Yes. As we go, Sam Gray Racing.
These guys have been putting it out there all day too, Kavy. They've looked pretty impressive on the track, but they want to get up there to local boys, of course. They want to get up there to be on that podium, so of course they've got to be in the 6 with one now not starting. Of course that makes it a little bit easier there.
Yeah, so Sam Gray and Mike Allen, the guys from Carterton, the Central Auto Parts, a sponsor on board here, Fortitude Racing. So the split is well down really on where they need to be. They're some 2 seconds off ideally where they need to be to get into that top 6. However, it is attrition at this moment. It only takes one more to fall out in this category and these guys will sail through.
Exactly. I like how you got the sail there, considering we're talking about a water sport. Katie, well
right.
done. As they head down the back straight there, folks, they've got a couple more to go till they come past the finish line. Just got to take the right turn now as they come around. They've done it correctly, and they'll come through to pick up
and
eased
it right off over the line.
Yeah, they sure did. That's a 60.250, so they'll slot into to P2 there, but very, very cautious. Hey, look, they could be number 6. They wouldn't care. They're still there.
Yeah, that's really interesting. The big ease off across the line.
Yeah, at least a couple of feet before the line. Very unusual.
Yeah, so would have lost nearly a full second by doing that. Wonder if something's gone wrong with it. We can't see any warning lights on the dashboard as the boat just idling past commentary. Wonder if they just thought, well, you know what, we probably done just enough to get in there, and then just hope that some of these other guys push themselves too hard, throw themselves out, and then it's a smart drive, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's dead right, man. And as we saw from Bryce Barron, it only takes a split second to muck up, and we've got Daniel Reid, Buttercup out on the track now with Jasmine Webster in the navvy chair. He'll be looking to get out there and finish nice and strong. Doesn't want this to be the last race of the day for him as he swings around. Look at the concentration on his face, folks, as he goes up through the middle of the track, swings it round that nice big hairpin, plenty of water coming out the back as he goes up to the top of the track, KV.
So it is a Buttercup and Jasmine Webster into the split. Now that's a reasonable time. That's in amongst it where John Verry was. Not as quick as Bryce Barron, 0.6 thereabouts, slower than Bryce Barron. But as we know, Bryce Barron out, Buttercup still a chance, wants to get a wriggle on.
Yeah, he'll have to do that if he wants to get that time. He's going to go close, so it was, like you say, a good split time as he comes around. He takes the right turn and through underneath the trigger there with a 55.351.
Straight
and
to the top.
he will slide into P1 to push John O'Veary back to P2.
Have a look. That is just a beautiful run there from Buttercup. So he and Jasmine will be pretty happy. You can see the big exhale of air. They're breathing pretty hard underneath the helmet. The triple layered Nomex fireproof race suit, the harness devices, the neck braces, the gloves, the boots, and all the gear when you've got a very hot motor about 2 inches away from your back as well. So certainly on a warm day. And next boat is the Flounder Pounder, Ollie Birder and Hokie. Ollie behind the wheel. Have a look straight up through here, mate. We've got a bird that is in this part of the race course, up the top part of the track. Every time the boats come around, the bird dives underwater, pops up, grabs a breath of air, waits for him to come down, ducks underwater. I've been watching it for a couple of runs now. It's been quite interesting to see. I'll show you at the part of the track where the boat gets there. But it is Ollie Birder in the Flounder Pounder, looking pretty smart out there at the moment. This boat, they haven't done a lot of changes to this boat in the off-season, just really lined it up quite nicely. It's a comfortable package. There is the bird in through that section of the track, and every now and again it'll just go for a bit of a dive, and you can't blame it at all. Ollie Birder on the split was a 26.890, so in and about the mix, around about midfield at the moment. Over the line, 54.748.
That's a top spot, P1.
Ollie Birder, young man, you are going into the top 6.
Well done, Ollie. We'll put it down to the navigator, Hokie. No, we can't give her all the credit, but a great drive.
No, because she'll take it anyway.
She was really nervous getting in there at the start of the day too. But a great drive from Ollie Birder and Hokie as they head back up to the boat ramp now. They've got to be happy with that one, P1. So it's still getting tight. We've still got a couple to go, KV.
Yeah, Chris Rasmussen will be out next. in the Venom Machine. The real estate agent from New Plymouth, Holly Sutherland, doing the navigational duties. The legal executive from New Plymouth Professionals Real Estate, attraction sign and design, Steve Hildred Motors, Max Pennington's Auto City, Tonal Paint Supplies.
Here comes the mighty Venom Machine. You called it, Chris Rasmussen out there now with Holly Sutherland in the Navi chair as they go through the top of the course, KV. They're going to have to get a good run to finish in there. They won't want to finish outside the time to beat at the moment as we're looking at a, where it just eludes me now, KV. Where is it? Where can I see that?
It'll be, they need to be better than 60 seconds.
That's right, mate. Post a minute as they come round. We'll check out that split time very shortly as they come past the com box now. Oh, that's sitting where they maybe need to be. A little bit off the pace, 27.257 as they head back up to the top of the track.
Yeah, look, they're certainly in amongst the time that Ollie Berta, Buttercup and John Very posted, but they will. It's getting very, very tight. There is not much room to manoeuvre in there. A lot of boats in that 27 at the split, and we've got 1, 2, 3 in the 42s. So Chris Rasmussen, Holly Sutherland with a 54.015 into P2.
Yeah, 55.015. KV, just correct you there. Don't take it off, Ollie. See you right, P2 slots just ahead of Daniel Reid there, and John O'Very pushes back down again. So we've got 3 on 55. There's a Nat's Whisker in the that splits the 2, 3, and 4. But at the moment, Ollie's out there by at least a second.
Yeah, so just waiting. It looks as though from this vantage point that it is Tim and Debbie Edhouse coming out next with Carl Beaver, the final boat to run in this top 9 in the Group B category. At the moment, it will be Sam Gray sitting on the bubble. Of course, Bryce Barrett out, Sam Gray, the fellow Carterton person. That's where it's all going to be for them. So Ofonga is the hometown of Tim and Debbie Edhouse, reigning New Zealand champions in this Group B category.
Yeah, these guys will want to go like hell on water here, KV. They want to get up there, like you say, that maybe that ease off to the finish line might cost our good friends, but who knows? These guys are absolutely flying right now through the middle of the course, hands waving in all directions as they get up to the top of the track now. They'll come down to pick up the first split time, bouncing their way through. They swing it, and what a great split. We're looking at 27.032 as they head up to the top of the track.
Third quickest split in this Group B. So they just need to maintain this momentum and they will progress. Tim and Debbie Edhouse, very, very experienced in this liquid addiction machine. And, well, all barring a misstep, I would estimate that they will be going 1, 2 or 3 in this top 9. And it is number 1 with a 54.666. Fantastic. So Sam Gray, in fact, because Bryce Barron was out, Sam Gray now in P6, and we still have Carl Beaver to run. So all of the pressure is on Carl Beaver. He needs to post a time quicker than 60 seconds, and that'll be the end of Sam Gray.
Now, if we look at times for Qual 1 and Qual 2, he was well outside that minute. So, you know, it's been done, but of course the other 3 runs he's been well inside. So qualified with a time of 52.893 kV, so he'll want to finish this, but finish it in style.
Absolutely. KB Engineering Limited, it is the Beaver reliever, Jay Adam, doing the navigational duties.
Yes, as they come through the centre of the course now, bouncing around. Don't want to pick up anything out of the ordinary as they come through the centre of the course. Chipping around, nice, getting it through there. They're doing this, not as much wash as you would expect. They've got to put the foot down. They're going to be around the same sort of split time as the good bones. They pick up a 26.9.
That's in the top 3.
That's in the top 3. Yeah, we'll see how they go. They're just cool, calm and collected now.
Yeah, just take that breath and just allow the momentum to just carry on. Don't overdrive it. Don't overthink it. Play it safe. Wool very tight into that right-hander, getting up into that front chute. Now around the mouth, the fresh sweeper for the final time in this lap. Opens up that final apex across the line with a 54.787 and into P3. That is the end of Sam Gray. So the top 6 in the Group B will be slowest to fastest. John Ferry, Daniel Reed, Chris Rasmussen, that man on track, Carl Beaver, Ollie Burner in P2, great drive, and Tim Edhouse in 1. So that is moving into the top 6 in the Group B category. So we are now going to reset our clocks, go top 9, Group A.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey, but ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for that whole field. Some great racing out there, and those guys will park up on the trail.